You're not alone. It's not all in your head, and it's not just some sudden shift in the social media algorithm. It's true, everyone you know is visiting Japan. In fact, Japan received its biggest tourism month in its entire history in October of 2024. But the epicenter of this wild social media frenzy is not taking place where you think it is. Tokyo may be the largest and most magnificent city on the planet, but with a few key exceptions, it really doesn't have all that many juicy Instagram photo ops. For those, millions upon millions of your closest friends are taking Japan's bullet train every single month from Tokyo to another somewhat less famous Japanese city. My name is Josh. I am a digital nomad who lives in a new country every single month, and I've got all the information you need to know about the Instagram-worthy food and sites that are attracting the masses to the gorgeous and historical city of Kyoto, Japan. Famously, Kyoto was largely spared from mass destruction during World War II. It was originally planned to be one of the sites where the atomic bomb would be dropped. But President Harry Truman's Secretary of War had previously visited the city with his wife and made a personal plea to Truman to save Kyoto for its cultural significance. Thankfully, all of that beauty was ultimately spared, because you will quickly find that there is something to see on every corner of Kyoto. With that said, if you're planning to visit and go seeking that perfect picture for yourself, I think that there are 3 places and 1 meal that you absolutely cannot miss. And not only that, but I may have the secret to finding some open spaces totally to yourself, even amidst the crowds of tourists. The first spot is, of course, Kyoto's most famous image. Your friends and your enemies have all been posting pictures from there. It's that huge sea of bright orange torii gates lined up back to back to back to back. It's called the FUSHIMI INARI-TAISHA Shrine, and it is an enormous complex of temples and shrines dedicated to Inari, the Shinto god of rice. There are thousands upon thousands of gates here. Beyond its obviously striking aesthetic beauty, it's just an incredible religious undertaking. It's so fascinating to see, and these gates, which are known as tories, truly just seem to go on and on and on forever, up through an entire hiking trail. And that, my friends, is the secret. Everyone wants to take the picture, but nobody wants to take a hike. If you force yourself to just shuffle past the sea of bodies for a while, it will eventually clear out and you'll get the chance to take your photo. This is especially true if you hike all the way to the top. There are moments up there where entire minutes can pass by without you seeing another tourist, even during peak season. It can actually be really relaxing and peaceful towards the end of the trail. I loved it. It was easily the best part, so I highly suggest taking the hike if you're physically able. Most people who go to Kyoto will visit the FUSHIMI INARI-TAISHA Shrine. However, this next suggestion might be a little less popular and well known. I love visiting Kyoto's Pontochcho district at night. You will still find some crowds here, but unlike many other places in Kyoto, this is still sort of a hidden gem. Simply, this is an alleyway. In other countries, wandering through an alleyway might be scary, but not in Japan. Here, you'll find incredible restaurants and the cutest little artisan shops, all while nearby buskers fill the air with traditional Japanese music. It's illuminated by this super warm lighting, which uses like lanterns and these umbrellas, I guess. There's a little rabbit-themed shop and a place that sells liquor that looks a little bit radioactive. This whole area of Kyoto feels cozy. It's the only way to put it. It feels like being wrapped in a warm blanket with a hot chocolate, or like taking a warm bath, like a sento, maybe. Now, I won't spend much time on this because I know they're not for everyone, but if you're interested in trying out a sento or the public bath experience, my favorite sento in all of Japan is called Sauna no Umeyu in Kyoto. Now, it is absolutely not fancy, but it was the first sento that I ever visited in all of Japan, so it has a special place in my heart. Now, sentos are a little bit different from onsens. If you visit an onsen, it is required to use natural spring water, whereas a sento is not. And unlike at many of the more upscale onsens, here they have very cute branding and souvenirs, and they are tattoo friendly. So if you're willing to step out of your comfort zone, give it a try. But goes without saying, but definitely don't take any pictures inside the actual sento. Save that for this next very popular aspect of nature. We haven't even spoken about the leaves yet. Is that crazy? Am I a bad YouTuber for this? Okay, so Japan is blessed when it comes to foliage in general. Twice a year, the country becomes the pinnacle of beauty. In the spring, during cherry blossom season, and again with the gorgeous colors of autumn. Now, trees, of course, you can photograph anywhere in the country. But during peak season, many people choose to come to Kyoto because there are so many trees against the backdrop and bright colors of the famous temples and historical structures. Probably the most famous place to go for this is the KIYOMIZU-DERA temple. The structure of the temples is elevated, so as you walk around, you're sort of situated above the tree line just a bit. It is stunning, and it definitely gets crowded. There is a small payment to get back into the best areas of the shrine, but at just 500 yen or about $3 for adults, it's super reasonable and well worth the expense. Also, similarly to the Fushimi INARI-TAISHA shrine, you gain access to a huge back area once you pay admission, including a large hiking trail, which leads to some really beautiful and serene parts of Kyoto. My suggestion is to follow the signs to the smaller SEIKANJI temple, which has a really beautiful story. It is the final resting place of Emperor Takakura, who died in 1181 at just 21 years old, supposedly of a broken heart. It is a simple and romantic garden area with a lovely view overlooking Kyoto. But because it is a bit of a hike away from the main temple area, you will very likely get to enjoy it either completely alone or with just a few other people. And the other plus side after taking another hike is that you'll have burned so many calories that you've earned a cheat meal. Remember when Instagram first came out and all anyone ever did was post pictures of their food? I mean, like, I still do that, but it's just on my stories. It's not like it's on my main feed. Honestly, you'd be forgiven though for posting pictures of these souffle pancakes. They are famous all over Japan, so I can't credit Kyoto specifically. However, I did personally experience some absolutely stellar souffle pancakes at Kyoto's A Happy Pancake. I'm gonna put some very over the top music underneath this, just gonna absolutely drive the point home. The menu at A Happy Pancake is a sugar lover's dream. They have matcha pancakes, tiramisu pancakes, hot chocolate pancakes. I ordered banana pancakes with chocolate syrup, and because they know that your goal is to impress your social media following, they allow you to pour the chocolate syrup on for yourself. It's a small place, and the pancakes actually take quite a while to make, so try to get there early if you can. I came by about 30 minutes before they opened, and I still only barely just made it into the first round of seating, and I was there by myself. But I mean, just look at this one more time. Okay, it's worth it. It's not just these pancakes. Everything about Kyoto is beautiful and picturesque, and it really all is as good as advertised. It may be true that everyone is going, but hey, if you can't beat them, join them. My name is Josh, and I love you for watching. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss the rest of my Japan series, all of which is coming very soon. And if you're going to Kyoto, you simply have to visit Osaka as well. Click here to learn why I think that Osaka is actually better to visit for a first-timer than Tokyo.